Welcome to Jerry's Fish Room.
Alright guys, welcome back to Jerry's Fish Room. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I apologize I didn't have a video last week. We'll talk a little bit more about that in this video. As you notice behind me, there's a little bit of a different look. At the end of this video, I'll give you guys a quick pan around the fish room. You can see some of the changes, things I've been working on, and what is still to come. So without further ado, let's jump into this week's video topic, and it is all about refocus. So guys, last week I was just I've been so busy, crazy busy between work and just some stuff in my personal life and projects for the YouTube channel, and that I just was getting a little frustrated, a little bit anxious, I guess. But anyway, I want to talk to you about the dangers that you can get into by having a YouTube channel that puts out this hobby. So there's 5 things, guys, I want to warn you that I've kind of fell into that trap, and then I'll give you 5 things that you can do to maybe control that a little bit better than I did. So last week, you know, again, I was just a little frustrated and just not feeling it. So quite frankly, I didn't drop a video, didn't feel like doing one, didn't feel like doing the editing. And that's partially because I started getting into a bit of a rut with YouTube and doing these videos. And so here's the 5 dangers that, as I thought about it this week, that kind of crossed my mind. Danger number 1, when you mix up the YouTube network with hobbies, you have to be careful not to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of times we are out there, we're seeing the YouTube videos, we're seeing what different people are doing, and we're trying to keep up with them. We're trying to make our stuff look like theirs, or one-up them, or you feel like in YouTube you've got to constantly be you know, on the cutting edge, on the renovating stuff and constantly doing stuff, and so just keeping up with the Joneses can put a lot of pressure on you and start to steal your joy from this hobby. Danger number 2, selling your label. Danger number 2 of mixing YouTube with your hobby is you can fall into the trap of trying to sell your label. You know, I just been sitting down and thinking about this past week, and man, I'm like wanting to do all this stuff, and you know, and I'm going out there and I'm getting t-shirts, and I'm getting you know, sponsors and all of that stuff, which those things are great, and I'm still going to continue to utilize them. But it just seems like with YouTube, and again, part of the keeping up with the Joneses, you're selling your label. You're constantly having to push yourself. You're promoting yourself, and then it becomes a little bit more about, you know, what you're doing than what you're really enjoying in the sense of your YouTube is concerned. And you know, for me, it started to take away a bit of that joy, because I was starting to feel a little guilty. Keep going, hey guys, you know, how about supporting the channel, get some money, you know, just selling my channel, trying to get people to subscribe and to like and to just build and build and build the channel. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, it started to become burdensome, become more like a job, and was starting to rob my joy for this hobby. So danger number 3 is to lose the why we got in the hobby in the first place. You know, and I think about this this week as I was just frustrated with the hobby, but more so with the YouTube part of the hobby, is the fact that I started to lose why I got into the hobby. I got into the hobby, if you guys go back and watch a few of the videos and we talk about this, I got in the hobby in order to just be able to relax, to de-stress. And I got to the point where I wasn't enjoying my fish. I wasn't taking that time to de-stress because I constantly had projects going on. You know, it's great. Multi-tank syndrome, you know, I've got it. I don't think I'll ever not have it. And I do enjoy the work, but the reality of it is constantly trying to come up with new ideas, constantly trying to do different things, you know, to get more content. You know, it kind of just started to steal the joy from me again on this hobby. Is I forgot why I was in it, and I got in it to get rid of stress. And what I did by some of the way I was handling the YouTube side of things was I got a lot of stress added back into my life. So don't forget why you got into the hobby if you guys are going to get into the YouTube side of things. Number 4, and I stated a little bit earlier, you know, you're constantly changing. So with the constant changing, you know, the hobby becomes a job. It's no longer a hobby, or it starts to gravitate away from being a hobby and enjoying it for it being a hobby, and then it starts to become like work. And so you got to know your limitations. You know, for me, I know what my limitations are. I sat there and I've thought it through this week, and I realized that, you know what, no offense to anybody out there, but the number one person I have to worry about and please with this hobby is me. And so if I'm happy, if I'm doing it, you know, I'll shoot some videos. I'm going to put videos out there. I'm not going to stop with content. But the reality of it is I don't have to turn it into a job. I just need to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. And then number 5. Number 5 danger that YouTube, mixing YouTube with the hobby, is simply this. For me, the YouTube channel started to drive my fish keeping. It was the main force behind my fish keeping. I stopped thinking about what I wanted to do. I stopped thinking about at what level I wanted to do it. I didn't think about, you know, at what speed I wanted to do it. I just felt so much pressure to put out content. And so I was constantly searching for something new to do, and for the likes and the dislikes that people have, trying to figure out what people want to watch. I ended up becoming more like a TV producer rather than a fish hobbyist. And so number 5, the biggest thing that danger of mixing YouTube in with your hobby is simply, man, you can't let it drive the hobby. Don't let it drive your hobby. Let your hobby drive your YouTube. So my video content is going to change a little bit. I'm not sure how, but I can tell you this much. I'm going to do all the things I want to do and I like to do, and at the limit that I can do, and that's the video content I'm going to work with. I'm not going to try to do additional things outside the box, trying to do a whole lot more just to be able to put content out. YouTube is no longer, it's a great resource, guys. I mean, I love learning from everybody. I watch all of the major ones and found a few off-brand ones as well to watch for the hobby. But the reality of it is, we got to do it. The hobby's got to drive it. The hobby has got to drive your YouTube channel. So here's some of the solutions I've came up with. Of course, they're not matching each one, but I got 5 things that I warn you about and 5 things that I'm telling you to do that might fix these things. For me, this week, number 1, first thing I did was I stopped, or I paused. I paused and I thought through, why am I doing this? Why did I start into the hobby? Why do I want to do YouTube? Have I lost focus on those things? I just stopped. That's one of the reasons why the video didn't come out last week. I didn't feel like putting one out, and I needed to just stop and to pause. Guys, I love doing these videos. Don't get me wrong. I love the feedback. I love that you guys are enjoying them, and none of that's going to change. But how I do it is. And so the first thing I needed to do is just come to a halt, pause, and think about it. The second thing, when you pause and you think about things, it kind of pushes you into slowing down. I've been, feel like, again, because YouTube is pushing my hobby, I was allowing the channel to push the hobby. I constantly felt like I had to go. Wait, I got to get something else done. I got to shoot this video. I got to go do this. Oh, I'm going to build a stand, so I need to shoot a video. I mean, it's just non-stop. And the reality of it is, I just need to slow down. Pause, think about it, and then just slow down. Let things go at a natural pace. You know, I mean, the reality of it is, this is an expensive hobby. And at the rate I was going, you know, I was spending money, you know, right and left, and that wasn't really the right thing to do. So you just got to slow down. All the things I want to do, they're going to happen, but don't be in a rush. Third solution, and I think the thing I've enjoyed the most this week is I just sat with my fish. I just got back to where I was when I got into this hobby. I just come into this room as I'm changing it, and it's looking nicer. Don't get me wrong, I love it, and I love the work that I put into it, and I love the results of it. But now I'm coming in 3-4 times a week, and I'm turning the lights off, leaving the lights on in the aquarium. I'm sitting here in the middle of the room, and I'm just sitting with my fish. Just chilling out. Watching them, seeing their behavior, watching these baby fry, watching these angels up top here. Got some angels up here I'll show you later. You know, as they lay eggs. You know, my Ochart here in the back chasing each other around, laying eggs. Got 3 beautiful angels over here, my guppies. You know, my South American tank, you know, my discus tank. Just sitting, just quiet, and sitting with my fish. Number 4. Refocus on the why. And we talked about don't lose why we got into the hobby. You gotta, when you're doing a YouTube channel, you gotta remember to refocus on why you're in this hobby. Why did you get here in the first place? I got here because there's things I liked about the hobby. I want to see nature in my home, things that I can't see, you know, in my lakes and wherever. Be able to put it in a glass box and watch how, quite frankly, God has put all of these wonderful fish here and allowing me to enjoy them, and just to be able to sit with them and refocus on why. And I can tell you, man, the refocus has been huge. Being able to just sit quietly and refocusing on de-stressing and enjoying the hobby has been a great thing for me this week. And then number 5, it's really, I don't know if it's a solution or more of the result of the first 4 things that I recommend for solutions, and that is to just enjoy. Sit back peacefully, watch your fish, and enjoy the hobby. So guys, that is what is going on. That's why I didn't post a video last week. I just needed to stop, slow down, refocus, remember why I was in the hobby, and sit with my fish. And so now that I've done that, some of the things you'll see is whatever comes to mind. I may just put a camera in front of one of my tanks and shoot a 5-minute video of what's going on in the tank, just while I'm here, sitting here watching my fish. I don't know what the content's going to look like. I know one thing, I appreciate every one of you guys that have supported me to this point. Ask that you continue to support me. No longer going to start selling myself. I'm not going to sell this channel. I'm just going to put content out there. You guys enjoy it. Let me know if you want to see, you know, if you got questions, you want to see something else. Love the interaction, love the conversation. Shout out to Chris G and Peas and Haps. You guys got your t-shirts. I'll pop a quick picture. They sent me both pictures of them wearing the t-shirts. Guys, I'm not selling the stuff anymore. I know I've always said, hey, if you want to support the channel, and yeah, that's all great, but the reality of it is, just watch the videos. If you want a t-shirt, go get a t-shirt. I got links. But I'm not worried about it. And then guys, I will recommend, if you want to go to a great place to pick up some fish, my channel sponsor is Consolidated Fish Farms. Link is in the description. Just use, you'll save some money. Gonna get you some great fish. When you check out, use Jerry's Fish Room and get 10% off. Go check him out. Also recommend you that sometimes he doesn't get the website caught up, so click on the link and then you can get to the website and then you can give him a call. A lot of times he has a lot of stuff that you might be looking for, it's just not on the website. So check him out, Consolidated Fish Farms. I am going to be doing some projects that I talked about. Got some things going on, but I'm just going to take my time, chill out, and relax. So now guys, we're going to just take a quick spin around the fish room just to give you a quick look at what changes have happened in the last couple weeks. Alright guys, so this is the rack, one of the 2 racks that I built. The second rack I still have to build, but this is the first rack that I built, and on this rack you'll see I have a 20-gallon long down in the bottom. Let's see if we can focus in a little bit, zoom in. And down on that 20 long on the bottom is all of the electric blue Ochart. So when I revamped this room and built this rack, I moved those Ochart out of the 10-gallon and they are now in the 20-gallon. And so that's kind of what's going on there. Next to it you'll see there's an empty 10-gallon tank. That soon will be the home for, I'm going to do some apisto breeding. I'm going to get me a couple of females and a male apistogramma double red cockatoid, and I'm going to start the breeding process with them. In the middle you'll see the 55. And when I go into the rack itself down the road, I'll talk more about each one of these. I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that if you want to build these racks you need to watch out for. Made a couple of mistakes, and as you can tell it's a little tight on that 55-gallon, but in this 55-gallon I have my electric blue Ochart on one side, and then I have a divider in this from Life with Pets, and on the other side you will see 3 platinum blue angels, courtesy of the blind fish keeper Brandon, but via Jess from Maine's Tails and Furs. So Brandon got those fish from her. He got 5 or 6 of them from her. Was kind enough to give me 3 of them, and so got those 3 over there, hoping to pair off a pair and maybe get some breeding going on with them. And then up on the very top, we'll zoom out here and zoom in. Up on the very top you've got a 20-gallon high, and in there is a breeding pair of angels. One's a platinum blue, another is I'm not sure what it is, but I got those from my one of the guys that goes to my local fish store. They've laid eggs a couple times, and so they've ate them, but I haven't had a tank set up to be able to pull the eggs, so that's what that 20 over there is going to be for. I'm going to fill it up, and we're going to get it set up so that way if they lay eggs again I can pull it, and once they pull it I'll put that air stone on it and see if we can't make that happen. Alright guys, so here's the 29-gallon dirted tank. It is full of guppies. I went and bought some guppies from my local fish store, as well as Brandon also gave me about a half a dozen or so. And yes, guppies are being guppies, and I am having success. I've got probably a half a dozen to 8 little baby fry in there as well. I'm really enjoying this tank, and just kind of set it up with some guppy grass and a lot of the plants. I got some crips over there floating. They'll come out and go into one of these other tanks, but looking forward to just making this 100% guppy tank and let them breed out, and just love the multicolors, the different colors that are going on, and just looking forward to see what I get. Alright guys, so this is the African tank. Not much changed here. This is still sitting in its original place. Still have same fish in here. I did end up losing my Lithrobates after many years. He was probably 5, 6, maybe 7 years old. I can't remember. But you know, he was wasting away pretty badly, and so lost him out of this tank, which is fine. I mean, he had a good life. He's a beautiful fish, and looking forward to rehoming these guys into the new 180 that I am going to get from Glass Cages. That is still in process, and so looking forward to that as well. Alright guys, this is kind of the best angle that I can give you of what the room looks like. As you can see over here on the left, I'll move the door out of the way, that's where the stand is. Where you see the 125 over on the right, that 125 is going to go where that blue tape is on the floor, and then I'll build another rack just like this one on the left, and it'll go over there to house some other tanks, another 55 and some more 20s. And then of course the dirted tank you'll see is right here in the lower right hand corner. So guys, that's kind of what it looks like for now. A lot of changes, and still a little bit more to go. So guys, until next week, you know what's coming next. Refocus and keep loving the fish. See you next week.